All right, so like I said, my name is Derek Frey. I'm Senior Market Strategist at FOREX Traders Daily and the creator of Elemental Trader. So I certainly can answer questions on any of that stuff, of course. But Max, you're asking about a bearish cable pattern. Let's go pull that up and take a quick look. What time frame is it on? 4 hour. Is it a crab or is it a bat pattern? Well, you got an X, you got an A, you got a minor B, minor C, and your D. As far as a classic bat pattern is concerned, the B point's not deep enough of a retracement to really call it a classic bat. Nor is, well, the C point is a little bit, but and then the D point has already exceeded the 886 level because it's 1-to-1. So you get a couple of different things here that are kind of violations. If you look at this is the X point, this is the A, this is the B, this is the C, and then this is the D. That would be a crab pattern, and your B point again would be back down here at basically 162, more or less. So from a risk-to-reward perspective, it looks reasonable. Are you asking me if it's going to work? Or are you asking me if it's a valid setup? I mean, it is a valid setup, is the answer. Yeah, good. So you're on the right page. I don't know if it's going to work or not. So I'm not worried about I couldn't begin. I do like where the Hurst exponent is. And I do like the overall structure. But and I do like the risk to reward, because you basically can risk. I wouldn't get in here and now. I'll highlight it since the software didn't pick it up. X, A, B. Oh, well, then you got a great risk to reward, yeah. Good for you, man. That's right. That's awesome, dude. You know what? I just watched that movie yesterday. I mean, no BS. I didn't even catch that line. But oh my God, that is so funny. 60% of the time it works. I am so using that. Wow. That's awesome. My buddy's apartment is actually in that movie. It's really funny. Anyway, what is the name of this indicator? It's called Elemental Trader. Oopsie. You can get more info at elementaltrader.com. There. Anyway, yeah, the Swiss franc, sure. Let's take a look. You have a butterfly pattern taking shape here. You can see it X, A, B, C, D. So your B point is 87.50, and you're printing just above 85 right now, so it's 250 up. You've gone very anti-persistent here, which is nice. I like it. I would want to be a buyer of any additional weakness. If this thing got beat down below 85 into the 84 and change range, I'd be a pretty happy buyer. Hey now. Oh, he doesn't mean much. Oh, it's a Panther cologne. That's right. I think I have to go buy that movie or something because it's really funny. You're long at 85. Stop at 84. Oh, Gollum, there's not a snowball's chance in hell I can explain it inside of a webinar. It's a whole methodology that I teach. Bottom line is, do you want to put probability on your side or fight it? 90% of people out there are fighting it because they're ignorant to it. That's fine. I think this is the only way to do it. There are other ways to assess probability. But this is one way that does work. And I have the evidence. Lots and lots of evidence. Gold. It's still in the final throes of super bubble. I wouldn't be trading it. I'm not trading it. We can analyze it, but I have no interest in this thing right now. Markets can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent. Something I learned a long time ago. Learned it the hard way a few times too. Markets can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent. Gold is still trading as if the world is going to end in 15 minutes. I, for one, pretty sure it's not gonna. You got these ridiculous moron teabaggers in this country that think inflation is going to rip us apart. I mean, they're dumber than a box of rocks anyway. Yeah, if you're a teabagger and you're in my session, seriously, get out. I don't want you here. And I'm not kidding. You know who you are. Stupid teabaggers. They take your birther story and cram it. Anyway, don't get me started on those jokers. Well, with regard to gold, something I learned a long time ago about markets, and I think anybody who has been in this business for more than 15 seconds knows this is true. When the public looks intelligent, you know the end is near, right? The public looked like they were a genius with the stock market in 1999. They looked like a genius with the commodities markets in 2006. They look like a even in 2006 commodities. Real estate, I was thinking actually in 2006. Oil in 2008. Gold in 2011. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's kind of ridiculous that more people don't see it. When the general public looks intelligent, you know the end is near. And right now the general public is like, oh, well, it's a no-brainer for me to get into gold. Duh. Oh, really? We're talking about market harmonics for the most part. But since it's a boring, non-real market day, we're talking about anything. What do you got, Nelly? What you got? Technically, we were digressing about gold and the lunacy therein for people who are trading it right now. Sure, define long-term first. What do you mean by long-term? Long-term to me is a week. So, give me some perspective what you mean by long-term. Okay, next month. Not much. That's not really long-term by most people's definition. Most people's definition of long-term would be like years. So months, 1 month is not, that's why I had to ask. That's good. So you're looking 30 days out at what? Have you been in gold since 2008? I've been in gold since 1988. So, yes. But I'm out now. But anyway. So, next month. Wait, where's your follow-up? Oh, nothing yet. Okay. So, next month, what are we looking at for next month? New Zealand yen is a pretty setup. Kiwi yen. What platform do I have up? I don't even know which one's being broadcast right now. I got so many going. What'd you say? One. I don't see anything in the Kiwi yen. What am I missing, genius? Because I don't think you're wrong. Sure, I'm just missing something. Oh, yeah, I see what you're talking about. Okay. There she is. Yeah, so your B point 64.50. If you can get them off north of 66 and a quarter, I'd be pretty comfy with it. You run stops up at like, what, 66.75, 89, somewhere up there. Yeah, risk reward would be good, even now, I guess, but not bad. There's actually a lot of pretty solid setups right now. I probably should start trading today, even though it is a holiday. Damn it, I want to spend the day with my daughter. So I'm probably going to sidestep. But that being said, there's definitely been a lot of setup. Are you too much happy today? I don't know. Am I? I am in a good mood. I don't know if that's coming through or not. Do I see Euro coming off to 130? I don't see it that way. I'm not looking at the market capacity, but the numbers tell me that I don't think 130. The numbers show right now. The numbers are only pointing to a run back to about 141 on that time frame. On the more macro stuff, you have the potential to move back towards this B point here because you have an X, A, B, C, D. You can't really see it very well. Let me highlight it. X, A, B, B, C, D. And you can see it's already really completed that first one. Back down here at 38, almost 139. So you'd be looking for additional follow-through on this more macro setup here, which there's not a huge amount of probability to support it. Overall, I'd say in 5 weeks, 130 is a pretty aggressive target. You want to target something more like the C point down here at 135. That I think you got a much better shot at seeing by then. But 130 is a little aggressive. I made it into the room late and saw that you had $1 supposed in your transfer. Missed your comments. Well, again, it's not my opinion. I'm not sitting here spouting my opinion. I'm just telling are saying. And right now, the numbers tell me basically that I want to be a buyer of additional weakness in this particular pair. In particular, anything below 85, I'd be a pretty happy, voracious buyer. But I buy markets that are in free fall, unlike most people who sell them. And I sell markets that are going up, unlike most people who buy them. Because most people are chasing. I'm not. I chase women, not markets. Actually, they chase me, but whatever. You want to talk about market psychology? Sure. Amateurs versus professionals. Amateurs believe that trading is exciting. Amateurs believe that trading is something that will bring them fast riches with small amount of trades and small amount of work. Amateurs believe that they can pull this off without fully educating themselves. Amateurs believe that they are going to just fall ass backwards into a pile of money one day. Professionals, on the other hand, no, none of that's true. Professionals know that the only thing that matters in this business is being consistent. That's it. It doesn't matter what you do. It doesn't matter what method you choose. It doesn't matter if you believe in trends, don't believe in trends, if you use indicators, technical, fundamental, blah, 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 astronomical, market astrology, market Buddha, market whatever. It doesn't matter. That is not the deciding factor. And every professional knows this to be a fact. It's a fact. It's not my opinion. It does not matter what you choose to use in the market. What does matter is that you use it consistently and that it actually has a true mathematical edge. And that's the real key. If you don't know what your edge is, you don't have one. Amateurs, ask them, what is your edge? Show me the mathematical, they're not just the bullshit you believe. Show me the quantified mathematical edge that you have on your existing trade. Amateurs cannot do this because they do not have one, period. Ask that same question to a professional. If they can't do it, they're basically on their last day on their job. They're about to get fired. There is no professional trader out there. Okay, there's always a black swan, but there's almost no professional traders out there that don't know what their edge is, that are just randomly wandering around bumping into shit. Does that clear it up? Amateurs are guessing. Professionals are calculating. I don't guess about the market. I calculate it. That doesn't mean I know what's going to happen. I have no idea what's going to happen. I don't know the future any more than you do. Neither does any other professional. That's why we're professionals. We accept the fact that we don't know the future and we never will. And then we find mathematical constraints to work within that uncertainty. Because that's all there really is. Uncertainty and a mathematical framework to work around it. Goldman has just as little of a clue as you or I. Everybody thinks Goldman knows where the market's going and Warren Buffett knows where the market's going and all that crap. Yeah. And then you woke up. They have no more of a clue than you do. They're not in control any more than you are. That's the difference between amateurs and professionals. That makes sense? Am I wrong? Anybody else a professional in here want to speak up? And yes, I do. I do work the ladies angle every day. I'm more consistent with that than I am with trading. Have you seen the hat that I wear? Oh my God, that's almost scary. Because I do have a hat like that. What's going on here, man? Only cares about my stop. That is all you can control, and one of my stupid ideas can work out with 2 to 1 and up. Just need to roll 50% or better. Yep. That's right. That's exactly right. Amateurs believe the most important thing is choosing a winning method, right? That's what every amateur thinks. They spend enormous amounts of time, right? If you're an amateur, you're spending an enormous amount of time right now searching through different methods. This method, that method, this method, that method, this method. Which one's going to work the best? And that's the criteria that you're using. You're trying to figure out which one is the best one. But what you're missing is there is no best one. There's a best one for you. It's only as good as your personality. And I know people don't want to believe that because they think it's all mechanical. It's not mechanical. There is an emotional side of this. Unless you're running a true black box, it's not pure mechanics. So anyway, that's a good question though. I like it. Amateurs waste the majority of their time on the wrong thing and fail to grasp what is important. That's the biggest thing. I can say that as somebody who's trained thousands of people now, not just as like some random person running their mouth. Nick, that's his edge. He knows what his edge is. He's showing me that he's quantified his edge. He's proving that he's probably one of the only people in here that's actually doing it. He knows what his mathematical edge is. And like I said, if you don't know what your edge is, you don't have one. And if you don't have an edge, you will lose. It's not a question of if, it's a question of when. I wish that was my opinion, but it's not. When I train new people, it's not a personality test, so to speak. I'm not trying to put you in one of those little boxes like the psychologists do and say, you're this type of personality, you're that type of personality. It comes down to, when we talk about personalities, it comes down to risk tolerance. You're either more or less tolerant for risk, and you have to know what that is. Most people are less, and that's fine. Most people say that they're very tolerant for risk because they're being greedy, but in practice, they're really not. So there's a difference between what you say and what you are. And drawing out, and you can lie to yourself, you can lie to your spouse, your husband, your wife, you can lie to the IRS, you can lie to anybody you want, but you can't lie to the market. She will call your bluff every single time. So if you sit there and say, I'm a tough guy and I'm willing to risk blah, 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 fine, she's going to find out if you really are. And most people find out that they are not. And that's why they go down. You have to be honest. To be successful in this business, you have got to be honest with yourself about the things that you suck at, about your shortcomings, about the parts of your personality that you don't like. Because if you try to avoid those things, they will come out. Am I wrong? Anybody that's been in this business for a while want to speak up? Does not leverage magnify the worst parts of your personality? Leverage magnifies the worst parts of your personality, not just the market. And you have to embrace them if you're going to be successful. You don't run from them like a pussy. You don't run away from gunfire. You run towards it. So that's why we start out getting people to be honest with themselves about their true tolerance for risk. Once you've accomplished that goal, which 90% of so-called traders never accomplish that goal, that's why they get spit out the bottom of this business. But once you accomplish that goal, it allows you to move on to the next step. Most people never even cross through step one. Step one is assessing your true risk tolerance. And when I say risk tolerance, what I mean is your willingness to lose. Key word, willingness. I'm only successful because I'm willing to lose. I don't want to lose, but I'm willing to lose. There's a difference. I'm willing to be wrong. And I have a plan in place for when that happens. because I don't know when I'm going to be wrong. I only know that it will happen. That's called risk management. The hardest part for the majority of the traders is just to accept loss, so focus on winning and being right instead of focus on what you risk and using positive acceptance. Exactly. Yeah, it's not what you make. It's what you don't lose. That's good. My buddy in the business has a slightly different way of seeing it, but it's also, I think it's very good. It's not what you make, it's what you keep. So what else? Anything else? What time is it? 1:15. I'm going to have to wrap up in like 5 or 10 minutes. But you guys have had some interesting questions today. I like it. I like it a lot. But those of you that are still bouncing from method to method to method, do you see the futility in that yet? No? Yeah, the word prediction is one of the worst things I've ever seen. You've heard me, I rail against it when people say, what's your prediction? I'm like, first of all, I'm not a moron. I would never use the word prediction. You know? Prediction, yeah. As if prediction were possible, right? Seeing people use those words is the first sign that they haven't done their homework. Right? Where is the best place to stop chasing systems and start over? I don't know, just decide to, first of all. Realize that it's not the system that's going to make you money. It's your consistent application of a system. You do need a system. Don't get me wrong there. I'm not in any way, shape, or form advocating discretionary trading. Not even on my most incoherent of days. But it does not matter which system you pick. Oh, okay, that's not true. It does matter. It matters that it matches your personality. Or not matches, but fits your personality. That's the important thing. Not whether or not it's the most mathematically robust thing since sliced bread or the newest this, that, and the other thing. That kind of crap doesn't matter. What matters is that it fits your personality, because if it does, then you might actually have a chance at acting consistently with it. If it doesn't fit your personality, I guarantee you will not be consistent with it. And the only reason you all don't have consistent results yet, or those of you who don't have consistent results yet, there's only one reason. And I know you don't want to hear this, but you also know that I'm 100% right. If you don't have consistent results, it's because you haven't acted consistently. Please, for the love of God, somebody take the other side. Tell me I'm wrong. Please, because I know everybody wants me to be wrong. I know. Nobody wants me to be right. Nobody wants to believe that consistency is something that you get. I mean, dude, not something you get. You think you can buy consistency? Really? Where are you shopping? Okay, I'm a millionaire. I shouldn't say that, but whatever. I can't buy consistency. That's not even that special, being a millionaire. Consistency is an action. It's something you do. It's not something you get. You only get it when you start doing it. Okay, yeah, I need to wrap up. Anyway, guys, have a great week. Be very careful. This should be a pretty interesting week. Tomorrow is the last day of the month, so be aware of that. Markets tend to be a little bit more emotional on the on the final day of a month. So just be a little cautious there. Got lots of markets at extreme points offering us some pretty good risk-reward ratios. So it's definitely, I think, time to pay attention to those things, to the RR calculations. Anyway, thank you to everyone at FX Street, Maud, Vicky, everyone. I really appreciate being here, and I will see you all back here next week. If you're interested, of course, I do my normal daily live trading signal service through Forex Traders Daily and through Elemental Trader. So if you want more information on that, you can check that out. Otherwise, I will see y'all back here next week.